man to anything. And that's why it was, very, very much, a very, very close proximity. We didn't always get on. We had arguments, massive differences of opinion. But he was my friend, and I was his friend. And when push comes to shove with the Serbians, you have to remember, they will fight between themselves, but when they are attacked, they will stand back to back like the Celts and fight. And that's what we did. I became his lawyer in The Hague, exposed a lot of corruption in The Hague, what was going on. And sadly, it's just a shame that he didn't heed my advice in trebling his guard when he went to the what was the Intercontinental, hotel. Now it's the Crown Plaza.
Šta ste znali o njemu? Da li su vam govorili da je on, da li ste videli da je on bio neka vrsta srpskog Dona? Nešto poput onih filmova Kum.
He was a leader of a political party. He was a leader of the Srpska Dobrovoljska Garda, of which I am a general pravi linija. I haven't killed anyone yet in that, but I still am there. He did not behave in any kind of I represent some of the most dangerous people in the world, crime-wise. That's not Željko. Željko was he was a patriot of his country, member of parliament. Yes, he could be complicated if you owed him money without telling him, but then everybody can, so can I. We guard our patrimony, with our lives, because money is vulnerable. And if you try and steal my money, there could be a complication. Perhaps not on the same level as Željko or Charlie Richardson or the Cray brothers in the UK or the Gotti family. But it's a complication there. Other than that, we're the best people. Željko, you don't know how much good he did. He had a and this is something nobody knows. He would give money in a humanitarian fund. Now, where that money came from is irrelevant, but he would give a lot of money. He would pay for people's education. He would pay for their books. He would pay, for he paid one for a singing lesson. I mean, footballers, he gave everybody a chance. In Obilic, we had about 1,000 football players registered because everybody had a chance. And he did good. Now, people will criticize me for that because they'll say he was a war criminal. I don't think so. Everybody's a war. Whenever there's a war, everybody's a war criminal if you follow the law per se. But war is about killing people. It's not about anything else. That's what the contents of war. War, you kill people and you take advantage. I am against violence, war. The Italian Constitution, Article 11, repudiates war and violence. I am an advocate of anti-war, anti-violence. But I'm in a world of violence. That's where I live in a world of war. In 3,000 years of the world history, there has only been 126 years of peace. Incredible. And what for? To take someone's land, to take someone's money, to take someone's life? Nah. And Željko was against that as well. But he had to protect the interests of the country. Because the Srpska Dobrovoljska Garda are only summoned when the boundaries of that country are at risk. And that's what he did. And now that Boris Pelovic is no longer with us, a fantastic man, I love Boris and Željko. De jure, I am the commandant of the Srpska Dobrovoljska because I'm still, for the moment, touch wood, alive. And let me tell you, in the event that the boundaries of Serbia were at risk, I would not hesitate to press the button to convoke the Srpska Dobrovoljska Garda. I don't speak Serbian, but they all speak English. And I would not hesitate in bringing them into the fold if the borders were at risk. No other reason. It's only when the borders are at risk that you call the Srpska Dobrovoljska Garda.
Hteo bih da vas pitam isto za Svetlanu Ražnatović, odnosno tada Veličković. Da li ste vi zapravo krivac za to što su se ona i Željko Ražnatović upoznali?
Well, I did, and we have to remember, I mean, I love Teca to pieces. I mean, I think she's a great woman there. Željko was madly and passionately in love with her. What the hell can you do? You cannot injunct the heart. You can stop the brain, you can punch someone and but the heart you cannot stop. There's nothing you can do about it. He was madly, passionately in love with her. She was his life and everything there. He had 2 wonderful children. I was one of the few men that he trusted with his wife, because we went abroad together with the football team in Atletico de Madrid, in Bayern Monaco, in IBS in Iceland. There we had a fantastic relationship. Of course, you know, Željko was married before with Natalia and he had children. But how can you stop someone falling in love? You know, in Italy it's called, you know, fulmine, you know, lightning strikes. You know, now, obviously you can try and do what you can to maintain. But one thing about Željko, he may have, you know, several children from different women, but everyone he loved, everyone he has kept, everyone he paid for, everyone he did more than what any other man that. I, as a lawyer, have done many divorce cases. Most men do not want to pay their wives. That is the sad thing about men there. Željko was not one of that. He was a brilliant father, and he was a brilliant husband as well. And he fell in love. So obviously, I said to him at first, "Are you really sure? Because you're breaking a marriage that is solid." He said, "Yes, I'm sure." He told Tope the same as well. That, you know, so for my part, who the hell am I to preach there? I'd been married before as well, you know, and you know there. So I could hardly preach to someone not to do something there. You can't stop the heart, you know. You fall in love, and that's what it is. And she's a wonderful woman, a wonderful, wonderful woman. You know, she's from nothing. She came from nothing to be a megastar. Without Arkan, didn't need Arkan for that. In fact, Arkan was more a distraction, and she's a megastar. And I take my hat off to Teca Svetlana and her sister and her family, because I know them all.
Da, ona je bila velika zvezda i pre braka sa Željkom Ražnatovićem, Arkanom, interesuje me takođe i da li su Arkan i Milošević bili bliski?
That I understood in Serbian, even though I don't speak it. They were friends in the sense that they were both looking for the same result. They were both patriots, but in different spheres. In many times I was the go-between Arkan and Milosevic. When the Srpska Dobrovoljska Guard was summoned to Peć during the NATO bombing, that I had to intervene to stop something that I didn't consider to be something that we should do there. And it's one of the rare times. But Željko agreed with me there for the wrong reason, but it doesn't matter. The result is that the Serbian Guard of Volunteers were summoned to Peć to do their job, and I pulled them back. I gave the naređenje for them to come back, so there was nothing happened in Peć there, you know, there. But for the wrong reasons. At the end of the day, in the time of war, the first casualty is truth, and the second is reason. So I did my best to minimize the damages that could be caused by the Garda. And it was the right thing to do there. But it put me in a very dangerous position, because Arkan could very easily, you know, have said, you know, that I'm against his policies, but he didn't. He's my friend, you see. He was a true friend will listen to a true friend. He will not be narcissistic and say, I'm always right. Because Arkan wasn't always right, and I certainly am never always right. But I have the capacity to say, izvini, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. What can I do to make amends? And the same with Arkan, to me. But, you know, we did our best in a very bad situation that was created by NATO, which incidentally, we proved it to be incorrect, because when I wrote to the European Commission, they paid the government $300 million. We have the letters and that. They paid them mali pare for what they did. But it's signed. If you've done nothing wrong, you do that. So I'm not paying you nothing. Nada, nishta. Yebi, that. But they didn't. They paid over 300 million. Now, what happened to that money, I don't know. But they certainly paid it.
Gde su bili ta viđenja Miloševića I Arkana?
Well, sometimes it would be in the White House. There, sometimes Milosevic did come twice to Shtub, to Ludica Bogdanath number 3. That he did come there, and the hotel, the one that's been sold, Hotel Yugoslavia. That also was used for for different meetings. I know the Majestic Hotel, and again, not many people know this. Franco Tudjman and Ali Izetbegovic did come to Belgrade, and we were there in the Majestic Hotel. That now you say, well, see, people don't understand what went on. People think that Tudjman, Ali, and Slobo were all enemies. No, it's not the case. They got themselves, what happened is that they got themselves into a serious situation and couldn't pull back.
Zbog čega danas se svi iz SPS-a ograđuju od Arkana I govore da Milošević I Arkan ne samo da nisu bili prijatelji, nego se nikada nisu ni videli.
Friends is another story. You never asked me whether they were friends. You asked me if they ever met, and the answer is yes. I was present as well there. But friends is another story. Remember, Željko and me were westernized. Milosevic was a red. He was a communist. There, it's impossible to be, to be friends with that kind of political ideology in a political world at the time. Today, it's possible because there's no war, so you can be in parliament, Communist Party, Socialist Party, Radical Party. That's possible, but not during time of war. Time of war is a different situation there. So friends, they were certainly not, but there was a mutual respect for both. Both had a job to do, and it was respected. And whoever said that they never met is rubbish. But friends, another story.
Da li je Arkan pravio nekakve dogovore sa Haškim tribunalom I mnogi pominju da je zato stradao?
No chance, absolutely zero chance, because I was his lawyer, me and Dusan Lekovic, and that if that had happened, it would have had to come through me, and it never came through me. Željko was no traitor. He was one of the bravest men that I know there. Why he was killed, that's a matter of speculation there. But all I can say is that it may be more personal than political. That's all I can say on that matter there. And God rest his soul, he was a fantastic. I mean, every time I come to Belgrade, I go to the cemetery, and I visit the commandant, because I don't think many people understand how close friends we were there. It's a very, very true, close friendship. And it's an unusual one that people would say, what the hell has this Italian boy got with this, big... Željko even met my mother, Nonna Carmela. He taught my son how to take money, put it into his underpants and take it through customs in Europe, when he was taking like 20,000-30,000 German marks and everything there. He met all of my children. A true friend. Not many people can say that. People can say he was my friend, but why was I president, vice president of his club? Why did he trust me? I was the only man he trusted with the most beautiful woman in Serbia. There. That's true friendship. He didn't trust the other Serbian men with Teta. I was the person that when we went to Madrid, when we went to Munich, I was the one that was responsible for her. And she's a wonderful woman, She was madly in love with him as well. Probably still is. Because love is not something that you fall out of just because someone's no longer there. It stays with you. It stays in your soul.
Zašto je onda Arkan ubijen?
Well, as I say, I think that's more personal than political. And that's all that I really can say on that there. I know that whoever did that, because it certainly wasn't those three idiots. They may have been the ones to pull the trigger. But those three fools, just look at, just for the viewers there, pull them up and look at their faces and tell me they're the people that can kill. So one of them is still God knows where. The other two, who that, all sorts of political deals have been done. But